Thank you for joining our YouTube channel. So we want to talk about creating new habits and our experiences, how our experiences has been recently when it comes to forming new habits, because that's one of the biggest challenges that people have, is trying to develop new habits and break old habits. They say that it is a lot harder to break old habits than it is to create new ones. But either way, they both, I think, in my opinion, are equally as challenging, especially whenever it comes to things that, like, if you have a bad habit that is really fun, like gambling or alcoholism, or any type of thing like that, really bad food, eating sugar is a bad habit. And I think that even whenever you eat sugar and then you crave sugar, you don't really need the food. If you just wait and you let that hunger pain pass, it's not real hunger, it's just a craving. You're just craving sugar. You're not really hungry. You feel like you're hungry, but you're not really hungry. If you just wait and let it pass, you'll be okay. Obviously, you'll be okay. But most of the time, you don't want to do that. You just want to eat your food. So recently, Ralph and I have decided to take upon the challenge of doing some new habits. One of my new habits have been walking on the treadmill and reading. So I have my Fitbit here. If you want to add me on the Fitbit, we can do the Fitbit add each other thing if you want to do that. But I think it's become friends, and Fitbit buddies. But I also wanted to read a lot, and a lot of times before I go to bed, like that's a good time to read, but I needed to knock out two birds with one stone, especially in the morning. A lot of times I would find myself walking a lot at the end of the day because I wouldn't get my adequate amount of steps. So in order to remedy this issue that I keep having by trying to get all of my steps in at the end of the day, I decided that if I started walking on the treadmill and just reading a book, just walk slow. Obviously, you can't walk too fast. It's not like a challenging workout, but it's increasing your blood flow a little bit and you're getting some circulation. They say that 30-minute walks are really good for you, and 30-minute reading sessions are really good for you. So I started off literally doing it for 5-minute sessions. I would just walk for 5 minutes and I would just read. And then the next time I would increase it just a little bit. And then I got up to having the setting to 3.5. I don't know if that's 3.5 miles per hour, but it's the 3.5 setting on the treadmill. Yeah, treadmill. And I started realizing that I could read a little bit longer. And sometimes, so the challenging thing is, I would read and then I would find my focus wavering. And my focus would waver a lot while I was doing the walks, but I would always zero back in and I would focus back in to the book and then realize what I was doing and follow where I was and then pick back up where I was. So a lot of times my focus would shift. And even now, my focus still shifts every now and then, but I've worked myself up all the way up to being able to walk for an hour and read. So I take my time and I just walk and I just read. But I now walk on the treadmill for an hour and I read. And I just walk and read. And then, since I don't really want to go too much faster, I increase the incline. So I make the incline very high so that I'm still getting more of an adequate workout without having to run and really pay too close attention. Because I can walk straight on a treadmill and barely pay attention. So I'm reading. I still get some of my reading done at nighttime. But now I have two different spots during the day that I get my reading in. I would recommend walking slow at first and then just reading a book. Or like being on a stationary bike, pumping your legs and reading a book. I used to see some of the guys sitting on a stationary bike, pumping their legs and reading a book, and I thought, like, what's the point of that? That doesn't make any sense. Well, there's a point. There's definitely a point, because you are increasing the circulation going through your heart, and it's helping. It's any little bit helps. It's better than just sitting down and not doing anything. Sitting down is horrendous for you. It's bad for your back. It's bad for your heart. You need to get up and you need to move, and you need to always move, and you need to move all the time. And that's one of the habits that have helped me. Now, one of your habits that you've been working on is you want to increase your cardio. So I wanted to increase the amount of time that I was spending reading in a day, and also my active activity during the day, my active movement. But I didn't really want to increase my cardio yet. I do need to do that, but that's another habit that I'm going to be working on that we will be talking about. But your habits are what's your habit that you've been working on?
I've been working on doing getting a run in the mornings at 4:30. It's good for you. It's putting more air into your body, because it makes me feel better throughout the day. So that it just makes me more alert about getting things done, and makes me focus more on achieving a goal during the day. When we did the 4:30 in the morning workout, I felt good throughout the day, but I wasn't stretched, or my body wasn't limber, or whatever warmed up in the morning.
Yeah.
So it was hard to work out, and I would hurt. But I like the feeling of being awake in the morning and more alert through. So I was thinking just one day, let me just go on a little run in the morning.
Nothing too serious. Just a little. Just get up and go.
Yep.
Now, did you get up and go, or did you wake up a couple times and then go back to sleep, and then how did that happen? What happened the first few times whenever you tried it?
Okay, so the first few times I did have struggle getting up. I woke up maybe 20 minutes after my alarm went off, but I did still get up and go. A couple days later, I got really, really tired. It was so hard to push through, so I just slept in. But I hate the day that I hated sleeping, the day that I slept in, I had a horrible day. I hated it. I just didn't have.
What do you think it was? So did you just like the fact that the morning, you felt like you had an advantage where you were up early and you were already ready for your day? So by the time you got to work, your day's already been started. You're not just starting your day now.
No.
So is that what you were liking about it?
I love that. There was no light. I loved it. I loved because I'm done with that goal. That's the first one's out of the way on me.
So now, how's your habit been? Would you say that out of 5 days of the week, how often do you do it now?
I say 5 days. Some more, I'll have more. What do you call it? Energy. Some not, but I still get up and go.
Just get up and go.
That's
what it's about. Get up and go. Because no matter what, you're not going to feel like doing it. There's going to be days when you don't feel like doing it. You're not going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and be like, yeah, I love running. You're going to want to go back to sleep. You're going to want to stay in your nice warm bed and go back to sleep. But the key about it is don't think about that. Get up and go. And that's the key with me with walking and reading was I just didn't feel like doing it in the morning. But after about 5-10 minutes, I just find myself kind of in the zone and I'm not paying attention anymore, and it's just part of me now. It's just part of what I do. And that's one of my favorite habits. And his favorite habit is obviously getting up early and then going for that run. And then you have an advantage because you start your day off right, and you can't get much better than that, right?
No.
So next time, tell us if you have any habits that you have in the comments below, whether it be good or bad, because we are going to talk about some of the bad habits as well. But we're going to save that for another episode on down the road. For now, we're going to end this, and we're going to be creating way more content like this as well as Went for a Walk, Got Lost, and Train with Jordane. But this is going to be something that we're going to work on because we want to work on ourselves, and we want you to work on yourself with us. so that we can all make ourselves better together. How's that sound?
Better together.
Better together, man. You're better together than you are apart. And so thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. Follow me everywhere on the internet. Follow him on YouTube right here. Yeah. Just all these episodes on my YouTube channel.
At Endgame.
At Endgame. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Perfect.